Children, now we are going to do the activity given on page number 13. Okay, try this. So let's do the activity and see what is happening. They have told take a wide open large dish. So this is the dish over here. It's a wide dish, big one, broader one. Keep the dish on the table or on a flat surface. So I have kept it on the table. This is the table where I have kept the dish. Fill the water in the dish up to the rim. Rim means this is the rim. I have to fill the water till here. Okay. Let's see now. I am putting the water slowly over there and I am going to fill the water in the dish. I am filling the water up to the rim. Okay. You can see the water is totally filled up to the rim. The next is we have to generate waves in the dish. Now what we have to do? We have to generate the waves. Where we find the waves? We find the waves in the sea water, right? Or the oceanic water. Now we are just trying an experiment here to see how waves are generated. Is it possible to generate waves without touching or shoving the dish over here? So what they've asked, is it possible to generate waves without touching this one dish or moving it? Let us see in what different ways can you generate waves in the dish. So here yes, we are generating waves in the dish and we can generate. How we can generate? That is by blowing air over the water. By blowing air over the water, we can generate the waves in the water in the dish too. Children, now you will open your textbooks, page number 13, geographical explanation, waves. The heading is waves. We have just done the activity about filling the water in the dish and what we have observed that we are going to study now in this explanation. Okay. If you blow air over hot milk or tea while drinking, ripples are generated on the milk or the tea. Right. See, when you are drinking the tea or the coffee or milk, sometimes on the saucer. Right. You put it in the plate if you are in a hurry to go to the school or go outside. You put it in the plate. And what we do? We blow air. हम फूंक मारते हैं प्लेट के अंदर, है ना, दूध को या चाय को ठंडा करने के लिए पीते वक्त. व्हेन वी आर ब्लोइंग द एयर, व्हाट वी सी दैट रिपल्स आर जनरेटेड. रिपल्स, तुमको ऐसे पानी ऊपर नीचे मूव मीन्स थोड़ा पानी में मूवमेंट नजर आएगा तुमको. उसको क्या, दैट मूवमेंट इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? द रिपल्स. वेव जनरेशन. इट इज द बिगनिंग ऑफ द वेव जनरेशन. In the same way, because of the force of the wind, water appears to be moving. Same way, how the water moves in the sea or the oceans? Because of the wind. The wind pushes the water forward. The sea water gets pushed by the wind and ripples are generated on the water surface. These are called waves. So how the waves are generating? The sea water get pushed. See, now when we are blowing the air in the dish water, we find that the water moves. So same way, what happens in the sea? The wind is pushing the water and ripples are generated on the water surface. So this is how the water starts moving forward and forward. So these are called as the waves. The sea water moves up and down or slightly forward and backward due to the waves. We find that the water on the seashore comes towards the seashore, right? We find the waves are moving towards the seashore. We are standing on the coast, seashore area where we are standing on the coast. So coast is the shallow part of the seas and the oceans. It is the shallowest part. So where we are standing on the seashore, we find that the waves come forward very fast and the water breaks in our legs where we are standing on the shallowest part. The water breaks on the seashore. That waves are breaking on the seashore. So what How it is moving till there? The sea water is moving up and down or slightly forward and backward due to the waves. That one particular wave is not generated from a long distance and coming towards the seashore. That wave which is generated over, it rises up, it falls down. When it falls down, it gives a push to the water forward. So slowly this procedure keeps on repeating. Water moves forward, rises up, falls down, rises up, falls down. So in this way, these waves are generated. The waves bring the energy contained in them to the coast. Now these waves, which appear very bigger in size to us when we are standing on the seashore and watching over there, they have the energy in them. They break in the shallow waters near the coast. So they are, where they are ending, it ends on the seashore. Large or small waves are formed continuously at the surface of the sea. That wave formation is a continuous process in the seawater. Why? Because the wind is always blowing. It depends on the speed of the wind. The small waves or the big waves are there. Generation of waves is a natural and regularly occurring phenomenon too. It never stops because wind is always blowing. It depends on the speed of the wind, whether it is a slow procedure or with the greater speed. More the speed of the wind, more bigger are the waves. See figure 3.1. If you observe this figure, you can see waves coming towards the coast. We find the waves are coming towards the coastal area, right? So there we find the waves are there. I hope this is understood to you how the waves are generated. I hope you have understood the formation of the waves. That is how the waves are generated in the sea water. Now the next is the structure of a wave. What is the structure of a wave? Now you might have observed sometimes or once in a while, I think you might have seen that the waves, how they move towards the shore. That is the seashore area, how they are moving. Now when the waves are generated, they move up. See, the water rises up, falls down, rises up, falls down. Means up and down movement is there, horizontal, vertical movement. Now this simple thing, this is the raised up portion. See, this is the raised up portion. You can see this raised up portion of the wave is called a crest. It is called as crest. The water from the sea rises up, so this is called crest. It again comes down, falls down. It is called trough. Now same water is not moving up, children. Now this water is providing the energy to the water, and again the water rises up and again it falls down, goes down. So this is the raised part of a wave and this is the depressed part. Okay. Now I have told you that crest is the raised part and this depressed part is called as the trough. Crest and the trough. Now distance between the two crests. The water rises up, falls down, again rises up, again falls down. So distance between the two crests is known as the wavelength. This is the length of the wave. And the same way, distance between the two troughs is also called as the wavelength. What is the, so the distance between the two crest and the troughs is known as the wavelength. Now the difference, we can see the difference from the crest to the wavelength is known as the amplitude of the wave. This is the vertical distance from crest to the trough or the wavelength. It is called as what? The amplitude of the wave. Okay. So water level, the water rises up, falls down, rises up, falls down. Okay. Suppose if a strong wind is blowing. If a strong wind is blowing in one direction, large waves are generated. Large waves are generated. When you stand near the seashore, you will find that the water from the sea, the waves are generating and they are moving towards the shore with the greatest speed. This speed is there because of the wind. And if the wind is very blowing in a greater speed, same way the waves are also generated and they are moving also. The wavelength, now this is the wavelength, the amplitude of the wave and the velocity, the speed depends on what? The velocity of the wind. So the wave is totally dependent on the wind. The waves are generated because of the wind. Then the wavelength, the amplitude of the wave, it is all dependent on the velocity of the wind only. Okay, sometimes if the wind is too fast, the wind is blowing with a greater speed, then what happens? We get very big waves in the sea. So I hope this is understood. The structure of the wave, important is the crest, raised part. The depressed part is the trough, and difference between the two crests and the two troughs is known as the what? Wavelength. From crest to the wavelength, it is called as the amplitude of the wave. Okay. Our next heading is velocity of waves. Let us study. If we stand at the coast, we feel the waves are coming towards the coast. So if we are standing, where we are standing? At the coast, that is the seashore area, we feel the waves are coming towards the coast. If a floating object is thrown at a distance in the sea, suppose if you throw something in the sea water, okay, we find that the object moving up and down at the same place. So we do not find the object moving away from us or coming towards us. What we find that the object is floating, moving up and down there only with the water. It does not come to the coast. The thing which we are throwing in the sea water, it is not coming back to us on the coast. It means the water forming the wave also does not come to the coast. Understand? This is very important. So the water which is forming the wave, it is not moving towards the coast. Remember that the water in the wave does not move. What moves is the energy. I have explained you what is moving. That is the energy is moving. When the water rises up and it comes down, that time it provides the energy to the water, and with the help of that energy the water moves, rises up again and falls down. So this process keeps on continuing. So water keeps on providing the energy, and therefore the waves which we see which are reaching the coastal areas are the nearby waves only. They are not the waves which are traveling very far away from the sea and the center of the sea and then they are reaching to the coastal areas. I hope this is understood. That is velocity of the waves. So velocity of the waves, that it gives the energy to the water to move. The main reason of wave generation is wind, but at times due to earthquakes or volcanic eruptions occurring below the floor of the sea, waves get generated. So one of the main reason we have studied is what? The main reason for the wave generation is wind, but sometimes what happened due to the earthquakes or the volcanic eruptions which occur below the floor of the sea, means which takes place inside the ocean floor, waves are generated. Such waves assume a great height in the shallow waters near the coast. So the waves which are generated because of the volcanic eruptions or what? The earthquakes which occurs inside the ocean floor, the waves are having a greater height near the coastal areas, that is in the shallow waters. So these waves are very destructive. They cause a lot of damage to the life and property. They cause huge loss of property and life. And such waves, these waves are called tsunamis. They rise to a greater height, children. If you have seen sometimes, or you can see in the internet also, you can find the tsunami waves. You can see how far they are, how taller they are, we can say. Very, very tall. In 2004, tsunami waves were generated because of the earthquake that took place near Sumatra island of Indonesia. Very, very dangerous waves were there, children. Those were the tsunami waves, and they have caused a lot of destruction to the life and property of the people, those who were staying near the coastal area. They devastated the east coast of India as well as of Sri Lanka. So it was harmful to the eastern coast of India, we can say, and as well as the Sri Lanka. The waves cause erosion along with the headlands and create beaches in the protected locations in the base. So what the waves are causing? Erosion of the soil. Soil erosion takes place along the headlands, means along the mainlands, and they are creating the beaches. in the protected locations in the bays. So bays means what? The smaller part from the ocean. Ocean, then sea, then we have the creeks, then we have the bays. So bays means Bay of Bengal. We can say after the sea we have the Bay of Bengal. Suppose the bays, I am giving an example of Bay of Bengal. It's an example. So bays are also the part of the sea only. So in the sea bays we can find what? The beaches are created. Always remember, if earthquake occurs in the ocean, the coastal areas face a risk of tsunamis. So if the earthquake is taking place inside the ocean, then definitely tsunami will be there. In such cases, it is better to go away from the coast or towards higher altitudes. Means we have to move away from the coastal areas and or towards the higher altitude, means to a place which is at a great height from the seashore. This way loss of life and property can be avoided. So we can be safer, we can protect the people, and we can save the property also. I hope you have understood the reasons of the wave generation, then how the tsunami waves are there, and the velocity of the wind, which is very, very important in this wave generation. Read the lesson, children, carefully. Read the lesson once, twice. Listen to the video again and again. And then if any query is there, you can ask.